So mentoring to me is just an opportunity, first of all, to get to know some people. I think it's important in mentoring, both for the mentor and the mentee, to have some sort of a relationship with each other. It's not quite as cold to me, if I have it that way. So mentoring to me is really foundational, to have a relationship with the person, but then it gives an opportunity to sit and talk to people, kind of see what their desires are, what they're looking for, and how can we help them achieve those goals. It also is an opportunity for me to learn from people. So I'm a big believer in reverse mentoring. So I like the opportunity to meet with people and to offer, what I've learned and what I've experienced, but also I get to learn from them. So to me, mentoring is kind of a two-way street. It's a conversation. To me personally, it's not a checklist. If somebody's going to say, well, how did you get to be the director? If I have to list the 5 things that I did, I don't want to we all shouldn't be the same, I guess is what I'm offering. And so to me, it's individual, it's personalized, and it's based on a relationship with someone. So I've had mentors throughout my entire career, and some were, friends, some were family. It always wasn't a work mentor. But some of the more positive experiences, positive outcomes I've had from mentoring were from folks that were very direct. So, sometimes you need to hear things that you don't want to hear because we have blind spots, and I think that those were some of the more powerful moments for me, some wake-up moments if you don't see some things in your background. And so those to me were the positive ones that actually helped me change some of my characteristics, some of my behaviors, probably more accurately to describe that. I had some great mentors early on in my career through an engineering capacity, taught me, to always listen, listen first, speak second, kind of a thing. And so I had some great counsel early on in my career from some people that I respected. So I have. So throughout my career, my peers, as I was in different positions of leadership, I relied heavily on my peers. And to this day, I rely on them at the group level. If I've got a situation I'm not exactly sure what to do, I reach out on a regular basis to some of my peers in different groups and ask for their counsel. So how would you handle this, or what would you do? And it's great to get advice from them. They may have had a similar experience, and they can offer that to me, and this could be my first time with this particular experience, and you just don't know. You don't know what, kind of which direction to go, and so I rely heavily to this day on peer-to-peer counsel from my group leaders. So again, that's kind of personalized, what I mean by that. But for me, for mentoring, again, it's a personal thing. So not everybody that comes in is the same. So not to make it cookie cutter. For me, if I went in to a mentoring session with someone, they pulled out a checklist and said, "Here's the 5 things you need to do." I would not be receptive to that. So again, for me, my counsel would be to listen to what they need, kind of hear what they're telling you, and then tailor it to what they're looking for. And but to me, it's foundational on a relationship. Get to know the person, which means you're going to have to talk to them more than once. So if they come into your office or to visit with you, and that's the only time you ever see them, I think you need to understand why. Did they not come back because you didn't connect, or did they not come back because you missed the mark? But there's a learning opportunity there on the mentor side. If the mentee doesn't come back, you kind of have to wonder why. But I would just say make it individual, make it personal, understand where they are in their private life, married, kids, whatever they've got going on, and then match that up with some personal choices in a professional life. And if those two things come together, then some really cool things can happen. I think in the confines of mentoring, I think it's changing. I think mentoring 20 years ago was you had to go in and talk to the gray beard, and they would shed great words of advice, to you. I don't think that's what it is anymore. I think it is, again, a two-way street. And I think it has to be more of a what are you looking for, where are you trying to go, and it's more of a personal thing. It's not, here's what I did, and you need to do these 5 things, and then you can be the next director, because then all we've done is create a whole bunch of people that are exactly the same, and that's really not what we want. But for me, in the confines of mentoring, I believe it has changed, and like I said earlier, I'm a big believer in reverse mentoring. So right now in our groups, we really have a 5-generational workforce. I need to understand that, and I can't understand that if I don't talk to people in different generations, and I learn from that. So when I have folks that come in and we do some discussions and mentoring or career counseling, I learn a great deal from that, and that helps me shape the group, and it helps shape, where we want to be in 5 years. That it's a generational thing, and the reverse mentoring to me is still kind of early on, I think, but I think it's very powerful for senior leaders to hear what some of our junior folks are looking for.